Good evening, baseball fans. We're live at Target Field for this overcast evening matchup between the Seattle Mariners and the hometown Minnesota Twins. The Mariners coming in with a record of 14-15, while the Twins are looking to improve from their 12-16 mark. Looks like we're just about set to go, with Rob "Ref" Snyder heading up to the plate to face Connor Prelip. Top of the first, ready to start. Prelip ready, delivers. A fastball high and outside, 95 miles per hour. Ball one. The count starts 1-0. Prelip fires another fastball, but that one's too high as well. That's back-to-back balls to start the game, and the count shifts to 2-0. 2-0 the count. Prelip fires in a fastball. Ref Snyder swings and drills one. A sharp fly ball to right, drifting back, but Matt Wallner is right there, tracking it, and makes the catch for the first out. He got good wood on that one, but just a little too much height. One down. Now coming up to the plate is Cal Raleigh, the designated hitter. He's got 6 home runs on the season. 1 out, bases empty for the Mariners in the top of the first. Let's see what Prelip has for him here. Raleigh digs in, and here's the first pitch from Prelip. Fastball at 95 miles per hour, and Raleigh fouls it back. That'll make it 0-1. Good velocity to start the at-bat. Prelip deals, and Raleigh swings through another fastball. Up there at 96 miles per hour. Prelip is bringing it tonight. He's got Raleigh in an 0-2 hole early. Time. Raleigh steps out of the box. Little batter timeout there on the part of Raleigh. He wants to regroup, break up the flow for Prelip a bit, reset himself mentally. Count stays at 0-2. All right, Raleigh back in. Prelip looking to put him away. 0-2 pitch. And he tries to drop in a curveball, 83 miles per hour, but a miss is low and away. Good eye there by Raleigh for taking that one. The count moves to 1-2. Prelip works from the windup, fires. That's a slider, 87 miles per hour, but it sweeps across the plate too low and far away. Raleigh holds and even things up. After being down 0-2, Raleigh has worked it back to a 2-2 count. Great battle going on here. Prelip winds up for the full count pitch. Slider at 86 miles per hour, and Raleigh swings over the top of it. That's a strikeout. Swinging. Prelip gets the big second out of the inning. 2 away now for Julio Rodriguez. Now standing in for the Mariners is Julio Rodriguez, the center fielder. 2 outs, bases empty, and we're still scoreless here in the top of the first. Prelip has been sharp so far. Let's see how Rodriguez handles him. Prelip starts Rodriguez with a slider at 87 miles per hour, and Julio chases it for a swinging strike. Good movement from the lefty. Count goes to 0-1. Prelip tries to blow one by him on the outside corner, but it's too high. That's a ball, 96 miles per hour. The count moves to 1-1 with 2 outs. Prelip brings the heat again, 95 miles per hour, and Rodriguez fouls it off. Count moves to 1-2. Prelip is just one strike away from ending the inning. Prelip winds up and delivers, trying to get Rodriguez to bite on a slider away, but it's too low and outside. Nice take by Julio to lay off that one. Now it's a 2-2 count with 2 down. Here's the 2-2 pitch. And Rodriguez lines this one sharp to left. Trevor Larnach charging in, makes the play on the run. That'll retire the side. Connor Prelip gets through the first inning nice and easy. No score after 1/2 inning from Target Field. Welcome back to Target Field, folks. A chilly, overcast day here in Minnesota. Scoreless after the top half, and now the Twins will take their first cuts of the afternoon. Leading things off for Minnesota will be the center fielder Byron Buxton. Buxton hitting .229 on the season with 5 homers. He'll be facing standard righty Luis Castillo on the mound for Seattle. First pitch coming up. 0-0 on the count. He'll be facing Luis Castillo. Here's the first pitch to Buxton, and he grounds one down the third baseline. Rivas is there, scoops it up, throws across to Naylor at first, and that's 1 down. So, 1 gone here in the first, bringing up the shortstop Brooks Lee. Lee hitting .253 on the season with 5 home runs. He'll hit from the left side against Castillo. Base is empty with 1 out. Pitcher and batter locked in here. Castillo's fastball that misses outside there. Ball 1. Count moves to 1-0 with 1 out. And that's 2 straight balls to start the at-bat. Castillo missing high with the fastball again. Lee now ahead in the count, 2-0. Lee connects with this one but fouls it off. Good velocity from Castillo there, 94 on the gun. That makes the count 2 balls and a strike. Scenarios 2-1 with 1 out. Castillo sets, delivers, and Lee forces a hard line drive to left. Arozarena glides over, makes the catch. A well-hit ball, but nothing to show for it. 2 outs now. That brings up Trevor Larnach, the left fielder. He's batting .241 on the season with 1 home run. Twins with 2 outs, but looking to get something going here against Castillo. Base is empty with 2 outs. Castillo looking to close out the first frame. And Castillo starts Larnach off with a slider for a called strike. Excellent placement right on the corner. No strikes, 1 out. The 0-1 delivery, another slider, but this one misses the zone, low and outside. That evens the count up at 1-1 with 2 outs in the inning. Larnach watches that one go low. Change-up just missed the zone. So 2 balls and a strike now as Castillo falls behind. And Castillo battles back. Got Larnach looking on a slider in the zone. That makes the count 2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs. Two outs, bottom of the first, still scoreless. Castillo rears back and pumps in a 95-mile-per-hour fastball, but Larnach gets a piece to stay alive. The count stays at 2-2. Larnach holds up a hand and steps out of the box, calling for time. Just a brief pause in the action as he gathers himself. Castillo will have to wait and reset. The count is still 2-2 with 2 outs. Back in the box, and Castillo goes back to the slider. Larnach chases and fouls it off. So we'll stay right where we are. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Castillo misses with the slider, and the count is full. 2 outs in the bottom of the first, scoreless ball game. Larnach has worked the count back from an early deficit. Payoff pitch coming up. The 3-2 pitch, and Larnach fights off another fastball. Good cut, but it's fouled straight back. He's battling up there. Count stays at 3-2. Full count, 2 outs. The payoff pitch from Castillo got him to pop it up. Young is under it at second base, drifting slightly to his right, and he makes the catch. The Twins go down in order in the first. So after 1 complete inning at Target Field, no score. Welcome back to Target Field. Top of the second, score tied 0-0. Connor Prelip on the mound for the Twins. Lefty versus lefty here as Josh Naylor steps in to start things off for the Mariners. First pitch is on the way. Naylor connects on the first pitch, a slider up near the top of the zone. It's a high fly ball to center field, and Byron Buxton glides over and puts it away for the first out. 1 down. One out now in the top of the second. Base is empty. Randy Arozarena, the left fielder, climbs in. Prelip ready to work. Prelip opens Arozarena with a heater, clocked at 95, but it misses outside for ball 1. So the count is 1-0 with 1 out here in the top of the second. Prelip comes back with a changeup right over the heart of the plate for a called strike. Nicely done pulling the string on that one. Count is even at 1-1. Another called strike. Prelip paints the corner with a fastball at 95. Arozarena now finds himself behind 1-2. Arozarena stays alive, fouling off a curveball. Tough pitch to hold off on, but he got a piece of it. Count stays at 1-2. Prelip tries to tempt him with a slider away, clocked at 87, but Arozarena doesn't bite. That's ball 2, evening the count at 2-2 with 1 down. Arozarena spoils another one, this time fouling off an 87.5-mile-per-hour slider. He's battling up there. The count stays at 2-2 with 1 down. Prelip with the changeup down, and Arozarena swings and misses for the second out of the inning. A great battle ends in a strikeout. 2 away now. Next up for the Mariners, J.P. Crawford. So with 2 quick outs here in the top of the second, bases empty for the shortstop J.P. Crawford. Prelip looking to close out a clean inning. Lefty versus lefty, folks. First pitch coming right up. Prelip starts Crawford with a slider, and Crawford pulls it foul. Strikes him with the first pitch. No balls, 1 strike, and 2 down. Prelip brings the heat, a 94-mile-per-hour 4-seam fastball. Crawford fouls it away, and he is quickly in a hole. No balls and 2 strikes. Prelip trying to expand the zone, goes with the slider, but it's down and away. Crawford doesn't bite. Good take there, and the count goes to 1-2. Prelip tries to climb the ladder with a fastball, clocked at 95, but it's high and out of the zone. Crawford lays off, and we have an even count at 2-2 with 2 outs. Big pitch coming up here. Prelip misses way outside with another fastball, and now the count is full 3-2. Crawford holds on, and we're down to the payoff pitch from Prelip. 2 outs, no one on. Here comes the 3-2. Full count, payback pitch, and the slider is grounded right to Brooks Lee at short. He picks it up cleanly, makes the throw over to Clemens, and that will retire the side. Another scoreless inning here at Target Field. After 2, Mariners 0, Twins 0. Welcome back to Target Field. We're heading to the bottom of the second. Still no score between the Mariners and the Twins. Leading off for Minnesota is Josh Bell, the switch-hitting DH, facing Luis Castillo on the mound. First pitch coming up. No balls, no strikes. Castillo fires, and Bell fouls off that 84-mile-per-hour slider. He's down in the count 0-1. And Bell drives a sharp line drive to right. Ref Snyder fields it, but Bell is in with a single. That's the first hit of the game for the Twins, and they've got a runner on first with nobody out. So that brings up the catcher, Ryan Jeffers. Castillo trying to work out a trouble here, with Bell on first and nobody out. Let's see if they try to start the runner. First pitch coming up. Castillo brings the heat, a 94-mile-per-hour sinker, and Jeffers swings right through it. That's 0-1. Castillo jams Jeffers. He pops it up, and Josh Naylor calls for it in foul territory and makes the catch. That's one down in the second, and Bell stays on at first. That brings up Cody Clemens, with one out and Bell on first. Castillo looking for a ground ball here to get out of the inning. Clemens is hitting just .175 on the season. First pitch coming up. Castillo unleashes a 95-mile-per-hour sinker. Clemens gets under it and drives a high fly to left. Randy Arozarena's settling under it near the track, and he makes the catch. A good run for the left fielder, but Clemens flies out, and there are now two away in the bottom of the second. Josh Bell is still over at first base. And with two outs, here comes Luke Cashel, the second baseman. Bell is still on first with that first hit of the day. Castillo just one out away from getting out of this jam. Cashel looking to come through with two outs to keep the inning alive. Here's the pitch. Castillo looking to end the inning right here. Two outs, Bell on first. He fires in a fastball at 93.4 miles an hour, right on the inside corner for a called strike. Cashel falls behind, 0-1. Castillo tries to elevate the fastball, but Cashel lays off. That's 1-1. Still two outs and Bell on first. Cashel connects. A sharp liner to right field. Ref Snyder plays it on the bounce. Josh Bell rounds third. He's going for home. Here's the throw from Ref Snyder. Young relays. Garver takes the tag. He's out. They get him at the plate. What a throw. Cashel ends up with a double, but Josh Bell is cut down at the home plate to end the second inning. No score between the Mariners and the Twins. Hold on a second. The Twins are challenging the call. They believe Josh Bell might have gotten in there safe and are asking the umpires to take another look. The replay officials will review the tag play at the plate. Let's see if they overturn the call. The ruling on the field stands. Josh Bell is out at the plate, so the Twins lose the challenge. That ends the inning as they cut down the potential run. After 2, there's still no score between the Mariners and the Twins. We're heading to the top of the 3rd. You heard it. The call stands and the Twins lose their challenge. Huge play to end the inning, preventing the game's first run. We're heading to the top of the 3rd, still deadlocked at 0. No doubt about it, that call stands. Josh Bell is out at home, ending the Twins' threat in the 2nd. We're heading to the top of the 3rd, still deadlocked at 0. The ruling on the field stands. Josh Bell is out at the plate, so the Twins lose the challenge. Huge play to end the inning, preventing the game's first run. After 2, there's still no score between the Mariners and the Twins. We're heading to the top of the 3rd. My goodness, a major turn of events. The replay clearly showed Bell sliding in under the tag. The call is overturned and the Twins take a 1-0 lead. Luke Keeschel stays on at second with a double, and now facing Castillo with 2 outs is Matt Wallner. Bottom of the 2nd, 2 outs. Twins with the lead, 1-0. Luke Keeschel's on second base, representing another run. Luis Castillo delivering to Matt Wallner. Fastball in there, 94 miles per hour, called strike. Wallner fallen behind early here, 0-1. Castillo tries to climb the ladder with another fastball, but it sails high and away. Wallner wasn't tempted. That's ball 1, level in the count at 1-1, with 2 outs and that runner in scoring position. We're in the bottom of the 2nd, 2 outs, runner on second for the Twins who lead 1-0. Matt Wallner steps in, and Castillo starts him with a fastball for a called strike, 0-1. Next pitch misses outside, leveling the count at 1-1. Wallner swings and misses on a 93-mile-per-hour fastball there, now in a 1-2 hole. And hold on, it looks like time is called. Wallner steps out of the box for a moment to collect himself, perhaps trying to disrupt Castillo's rhythm with that 1-2 count. Runner on second, 2 outs. Twins lead 1-0 as we wait for the next pitch. Time back in. Castillo's fourth pitch of the at-bat is a fastball, high and away, and that'll even things up. The count moves to 2-2. Another fastball, this time a little slower, and Wallner connects but fouls it off. We'll stick at 2-2 with 2 outs. Castillo looking to end the inning right here. Oof, and that one got him. Wallner is hit by the pitch, and he'll take his place at first. That puts runners on first and second with 2 out after the Keishel double earlier. 2 on for Tristan Gray. Now batting, Tristan Gray. He comes to the plate with 2 on and 2 outs in the bottom of the second. Big chance to extend this Twins lead. Castillo opens Gray with a fastball, misses inside, and the count is 1-0. Castillo delivers, and Gray fouls off a slider. That evens the count at 1-1. 2 outs, 2 runners on for Minnesota. Castillo brings the fastball in, but it's high, and that'll make it 2-1 on Gray. Big pitch coming up here. Castillo pumps in another fastball, this one at 95, and Gray fouls it back. That'll make the count 2-2. Castillo battling with runners on, 2 away. Castillo fires, and Gray fouls off another fastball, this one coming in at 93 miles per hour. That keeps the count locked at 2-2. Runners at first and second, 2 big outs here in the bottom of the second, and Castillo is trying to shut the door. Castillo tries to put him away with a slider, but it misses, and we've got a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 runners on. Castillo needs one more perfect pitch. Another foul ball, this one a slider taken high by Gray, and the count stays at 3-2. Runners on the move again on that pitch, and you can bet they'll be off with the payoff pitch here. Another full count battle continues with 2 outs. Ball 4. Castillo misses with the fastball, and Tristan Gray draws a walk. That loads the bases for Byron Buxton. Keishel advances to third, Wallner to second, and Gray to first. A huge moment here in the bottom of the second with 2 outs. And time is called as Wolves have a mound visit. Seattle's catcher Mitch Garver heading out to talk to Castillo, trying to settle things down as the bases are loaded with 2 outs, and Byron Buxton is waiting in the box. Game on again. Castillo fires a fastball high and away to Buxton, and that's ball 1. The count is 1-0. swing and strike. Castillo brings the heat at 94.5, and Buxton can't catch up to it. We've got a 1-1 count now with the bases loaded for Minnesota. Another swing and strike. Castillo blows a 94-mile-per-hour fastball past Buxton. Now the count is 1-2. Castillo is one strike away from getting out of this huge jam. And hold on, time is called. Byron Buxton steps out of the box, trying maybe to break Castillo's rhythm there. The tension is palpable here at Target Field. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 2 strikes, and a 1-0 ball game. Play continues. Castillo tries the slider, but it stays outside, and that evens the count 2-2. Huge pitch coming up here. Bases loaded, 2 outs. Pitch on the way, a slider from Castillo. Buxton pops it up high into shallow left center. Crawford calling for it from shortstop, and he makes the catch. Castillo escapes. The bases are left loaded, and Seattle gets out of immediate danger. After 2, it's still 1-0 Minnesota. We're heading to the top of the 3rd inning here at Target Field. The Twins hold a slim 1-0 lead over the Mariners. Leading things off for Seattle will be the catcher Mitch Garver. He'll be facing the left-hander Connor Prelip, who's kept the Mariners off balance so far. First pitch on its way. Prelip starts things off with a nasty slider right on the edge of the zone for a called strike. 84.9 miles per hour on that one. Garver will have to protect here, down 0-1. Prelip doubles up with the slider, this one a little firmer at 87.2, and Garver swings right through it. Prelip is ahead now 0-2, and he can really expand the zone. Prelip tries to get Garver to chase with a changeup, but it's low and away, ball 1. Garver shows good plate discipline there. The count is now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Prelip breaks off a big curveball there, dipping way low, and Garver lays off. So that's back-to-back balls to even the count at 2 apiece. Prelip lost his strike command a bit here after starting 0-2. Let's see what he goes to next. Prelip misses low with another slider, and now it's a full count to Mitch Garver. Prelip started 0-2, but he's run it all the way back to 3-2. The payoff pitch is coming up. And Prelip misses high with the fastball. That's ball 4. What an at-bat from Garver, battling back from an 0-2 deficit to draw the walk. Excellent plate discipline right there. Seattle's got a runner on first with nobody out. So following that outstanding walk by Garver, Cole Young steps in with a runner on first. He's batting left-handed against the southpaw Prelip. Tough matchup for him here. Let's see if the Mariners can get something going with no one out. With Garver on first, Prelip pumps in a sinker at 93 miles per hour, catching the inside corner against the lefty Cole Young for a called strike one. A good start here for Prelip as he looks to rebound after the walk. The count is now 0-1. Prelip doubles up with the sinker, this one a little faster at 94.1 miles per hour, and it's called another strike. Great pitch placement right in the same spot. Prelip isn't messing around, quickly getting ahead now, 0-2, and Young is in a deep hole. Let's see if he throws that breaker again. Prelip throws the curveball, trying to get Young to chase, but it bounces in the dirt. Ball one. Good block by Jeffers behind the plate. Young lays off, and the count is now 1-2 strikes. Prelip still in control of this at-bat. Young goes after the fastball up in the zone and lifts a fly ball to left field. Larnott drifts over, gets under it, and makes the catch for the first out. Garver stays put at first. One down now in the top of the third. With one out and Garver on first, up comes the third baseman Leo Rivas. Rivas, hitting from the right side, comes in batting 162 on the season. Prelip looking to build on that previous out. Here comes the first pitch to Rivas. Rivas attempts to lay down a bunt on the first pitch, but it goes foul. Prelip fooled him with the slider at 87 miles per hour. That's a strike, so the count is now 0-1. Trying to be aggressive to move the runner over. Prelip tries another slider, but this one misses high. Ball one. That brings the count even at 1-1. Prelip really needs to focus here on getting the second out and not letting this inning get away from him. Another slider misses high, and Rivas is ahead now 2-1. Prelip needs to regain that control he had in the first two batters. Let's see how he attacks Rivas here. Rivas pops it up. Second baseman Luke Keyshaw calls for it, moves in, and makes the grab for the second out. Prelip gets out of the minor jam with back-to-base outs, and Garver stays on at first. Two down now. And that brings us to Rob Refsnyder, the top of the order. Two outs, runner on first, and the Twins holding that slim 1-0 lead. Refsnyder flew out his first time up. Let's see if he can keep the inning alive against Prelip. First pitch on its way. Top of the third, two outs, runner at first. Prelip starts Refsnyder with an 86-mile-per-hour changeup, but it misses high. So that's ball one, and the count is 1-0. Prelip trying to keep that same rhythm going from the previous outs. Prelip comes back with another changeup, this one in the zone, and Refsnyder swings and misses. Same speed, 86.3, so he gets him to chase a bit in the dirt. The count is now even at 1-1. Prelip's trying to finish this inning off right here. Prelip turns up the velocity with a fastball at 94.2, up and in, and Refsnyder fouls it off to stay in the battle. That moves the count to 1-2. Prelip is sitting in the driver's seat now, looking to end the threat right here with two out and Garver on at first. Prelip goes with the changeup again, and Refsnyder sends a high fly ball deep to center. Byron Buxton is back to the wall, and he makes the catch to retire the side. Prelip strands a walker, and the Mariners go quietly in the third. After three, it's still Minnesota 1, Seattle 0. Welcome back to Target Field. We're in the bottom of the third, and the Twins have a slim 1-0 lead. Up to the plate now is Brooks Lee. He lined out his first time up. Luis Castillo on the mound for the Mariners. Nobody on, nobody out to start the inning. Castillo winds and fires. Fastball up in the zone, and Lee gets a piece for a foul ball. 93 miles per hour on that one. Count moves to 0-1 as Lee looks to get back on track. Castillo brings the heat again, 94 miles per hour, but that one misses low and away. The count evens up at 1-1. Interesting to see if he tries to come back inside with the fastball next. Castillo goes to the changeup this time, but it misses high and inside. That's 2 balls and a strike to Lee. Castillo trying to keep him off balance by changing the speed again. That slider drops in for a called strike. Great backdoor pitch there by Castillo. Count evens at 2-2. Big's pitch coming up here. Lee's going to have to protect. Lee stays alive, fouls off a fastball up and away. Good battle going on here in the third. Lee hanging in there with 2 strikes. Castillo trying to put him away. Next pitch coming up. And Castillo just misses with the slider down and away, and the count runs full. Brooks Lee has battled back from an 0-2 count here. Payoff pitch coming up next. Ground ball to third. Rivas gathers it cleanly, fires across to Naylor at first, and that's the first out of the inning. A great battle by Lee, but Castillo wins this one. 1 away. So with 1 out, that brings up Trevor Larnach. He popped out to short his first time up. Castillo's still looking strong out there. Bases empty, 1 out. Let's see what happens. Larnach crushes that one. A deep fly ball to right field. Rodriguez makes a run for it, but it deflects off his glove. Ref Snyder fields it cleanly as Larnach burns around second, and he's into third with a triple. A big knock for the Twins, and they've got a runner in scoring position now with 1 out. Now that Larnach is on third, the pressure's on Castillo. Up next is Josh Bell, who singled earlier. The Mariners might bring the infield in, hoping to cut down that run at the plate. A base hit or even a deep fly ball from Bell would put the Twins up by 2. Runner on third, 1 out. Castillo begins the at-bat with a changeup at 87.7 miles per hour. Bell takes a big rip but comes up empty. Strike 1. Bell steps out for a moment, taking a timeout, just trying to reset and collect himself after that first swing. Big moment for the Twins here, with Larnach perched on third and 1 out, count 0-1. All right, back in there. Castillo deals a fastball up and out of the zone, 93 miles per hour. Bell lays off and the count moves to 1-1. Still that runner on third with 1 out. Castillo pumps in another fastball, this one 93 miles per hour, but Bell fights it off again for a foul. He's behind in the count now, 1-2. Castillo trying to put him away, but Larnach is just 90 feet away from adding a run. Castillo tried to drop in a slider there, but it skipped low and outside. Bell watched it all the way. That brings the count to 2-2. Big pitch up coming here with Larnach still threatening at third with just one out. And Castillo misses with a sinker, and the count is now full. Josh Bell has worked it back from 0-2. Payoff pitch coming up next. Does Bell get that run home, or can Castillo shut him down? And he loses him. Castillo misses with the slider, and that's ball 4. Tremendous plate discipline by Josh Bell to fight back from 0-2 to earn the walk. So now the Twins have runners on first and third with only one out. Big opportunity coming up for Ryan Jeffers. And here comes the catcher, Ryan Jeffers. He's 0-1 so far. Massive opportunity for the Twins to bust this game open with Larnach on third and Bell on first. Castillo, he needs a strikeout or a double play to escape this jam. Runners on first and third, one out. Castillo trying to escape further damage here. He opens against Ryan Jeffers with a slider away, but Jeffers doesn't bite. That's ball 1. Count is 1-0. Fires back with a fastball, 94.6 miles per hour, painted the corner in the lower part of the zone for a called strike. Count evens at 1-1. Runners on the corners, one out. Castillo trying to work through this now. Jeffers fouls off a sinker at 94 miles per hour. Castillo gets him to chase high, but Jeffers stays alive. Count moves to 1-2. Pressure continues to mount for Castillo with runners on the corners and one out. Castillo comes again with the fastball, 93.7 miles per hour, but Jeffers gets just enough to foul it off. Great job by Jeffers to spoil that one and get another pitch. The tension is palpable here in the third. Still one out, runners on the corners, and the count remains 1-2. Twins up by 1, threatening for more. Jeffers lines one into right field, a base hit. Larnach comes in to score from third. Bell advances to second, and the Twins have extended their lead to 2-0. Jeffers delivers with an RBI single, and Minnesota still has 2 runners on with only one out here in the third. And the situation is looking very good for the Twins. Runners on first and second, one out, Minnesota up 2-0 after that single by Jeffers. Cody Clemens is the batter, and he's 0-1 so far after flying out. Luis Castillo still fighting to limit the damage in this third inning. So bottom of the third, runners on first and second with one out. Clemens digs in, and Castillo starts him with a slider, just a bit low and outside. Ball 1. Castillo is trying to stay calm and work through this. Castillo comes back with another slider, 84.4 miles per hour, and Clemens swings and fouls it off. The count evens up at 1-1. Still Bell at second, Jeffers at first, and just one out for the Twins. Castillo trying to get ahead here and slow down this rally. Crushed. A high drive deep to right field. Ref Snyder back to the wall. It's gone. A towering 3-run home run for Cody Clemens. Josh Bell scores, Ryan Jeffers scores, and Clemens trots around the bases. The Twins are up for 3 more runs, and they lead it now 5-0 in the bottom of the third. Castillo thought he had Clemens on that 1-1 pitch, but he grooved that fastball and paid the ultimate price. We're in the bottom of the third now, 1 out, and the Twins are already up 5-0. Luke Keeschel steps to the plate. He's doubled already today. Righty Luis Castillo is ready on the mound. Here comes the first pitch. Castillo starts him with the sinker, but it's just off the outside corner. That one clocked in at 94, and the count goes 1-0 to Keeschel. Another heavy sinker at 94, and Keeschel fouls that one off. That evens the count at 1-1. Castillo looks like he's trying to establish that fastball early in the count. He tries to get him to chase with a slider, but it breaks way outside. That's ball 2. Count now 2-1 to Keeschel. And Keeschel hits a sharp grounder to third. Leo Rivas gathers it smoothly, throws across to Josh Naylor at first, and that's 2 away. A quick round out to end that plate appearance. Two down in the bottom of the third, and the Twins still hold that big 5-run lead. Matt Wallner steps to the plate for Minnesota. Castillo, still on the bump, will be facing the left-handed batter. Wallner got hit by a pitch earlier, so let's see if he can do some damage here. Castillo starts him with that slider, paints the low corner, and Wallner swings and misses. Strike 1. Nice change of pace from the fastballs we saw last at bat. Castillo climbs the ladder with a 95-mile-per-hour fastball, but it's a bit high. That evens the count now to 1-1. Castillo brings the heat again, 95 miles per hour on the radar gun, and that's a called strike right on the inside corner. Wallner freezes on it. Now the count is 1-2, and Castillo is just 1 strike away from getting out of this inning. Castillo misses high and tight with that fastball, 94 miles per hour, and Wallner lays off. The count is now 2-2. 2 outs, 2 strikes. Castillo looks to finish off the inning right here. Fastball at 94, and Wallner fights it off for a foul. Stays alive. The count holds at 2-2. Good battle going on here with 2 outs. Castillo trying to blow it past him, Wallner just getting enough wood on it. Let's see what the payoff pitch looks like. Got him. Wallner swings through a slider in the dirt, and that ends the inning. Castillo strands another runner, and we move to the top of the 4th. Twins leading 5-0. Welcome back to Target Field. We're heading into the top of the 4th, and it's all Minnesota so far, leading 5-0. Left-hander Connor Prelip is on the mound for the Twins, and he'll be facing Cal Raleigh, the Mariners' designated hitter, to start things off with empty bases. First pitch coming up. Riley swings at the first pitch and absolutely stings it. A line drive towards left, but right at Trevor Larnach. Larnach catches it for the first out. Solid contact from Raleigh, but nothing to show for it. One away now for Seattle, bringing up the star center fielder Julio Rodriguez. He lined out his first time up. Prelip looks in, ready for the sign. First pitch coming up. Prelip starts Rodriguez off with a beauty of a slider. Paints the corner for a called strike, 0-1. Prelip is really hitting his spots. He follows up with a changeup that catches the top of the zone. Rodriguez takes it again and quickly finds himself down 0-2. Hold on, time called. Rodriguez steps out, wants to reset after falling behind 0-2. Prelip's been on a roll, trying to keep him off balance. Prelip puts Rodriguez away. He throws a nasty breaking ball right in the dirt, and Rodriguez swings right through it. Jeffers blocks it and throws to first to complete the strikeout. 2 down now in the fourth. And with 2 gone, it's up to Josh Naylor to get something started for Seattle. He flew out to left his first time. Another lefty-lefty matchup here. Prelip looking sharp. First pitch to Naylor. Prelip continuing to fill up the zone. Starts Naylor off with a fast slider, and Naylor swings and misses. Down and away. Counts 0-1. Prelip tries to get Naylor to chase, but the curveball misses up. Count now even 1-1. Pitcher trying to finish this inning strong. Prelip gets him back. A beautiful curveball freezes Naylor on the inside corner for called strike 3. That's 3 strikeouts in the frame for Prelip. A dominant performance, and we're moving to the bottom of the fourth. Twins lead 5-0. Correction on that last one. It seems like Naylor actually called time before that final pitch. So we're still here in the fourth, with a 1-2 count on Naylor and 2 outs. Prelip will have to try and put him away again. Batter stepping back in. Naylor hits a ground ball to first. Cody Clemens takes it himself, steps on the bag, and that's the 3rd out. So Prelip sets down the Mariners in order again. We're heading to the bottom of the fourth, with the Twins holding a comfortable 5-0 lead. All right, folks, welcome back to Target Field. We're heading into the bottom of the fourth, and the Twins are holding on to a comfortable 5-0 lead. Tristan Gray will be leading off for Minnesota, facing Luis Castillo. Nobody on and nobody out. Let's see if they can build on this lead. Castillo starts Gray off with a cutter, but it misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes to lead off the inning. Castillo comes back with a sinker, and Gray fouls it off. That levels the count in 1-1. And Gray lines a sharp single to right field. Rob Refsnyder fields it cleanly, but the Twins have a runner on first to start the inning. So that brings up Byron Buxton, with Gray on first. Buxton is looking to get something going here, 0 for 2 so far. Castillo paints the corner with a fastball to start the at-bat. Strike 1, so Buxton falls behind 0-1. And Buxton lifts a high fly ball to left field. Going back to Rosarena, he looks up and it's gone. A 2-run home run for Byron Buxton. Absolutely crushed on that slider. And just like that, the Twins push the lead to 7-0. That's Buxton's 6th of the year. No doubt about that one. Now it's Brooks' Lee to the plate with the spaces empty and still nobody out. Lee's looking to break into the hit column tonight. Castillo misses high with a fastball to start the at-bat for Lee. 1 ball, no strikes. Trying to settle down after that Buxton bomb. Lee flies out to Randy Arozarena in left field for the first out of the inning. That brings up Trevor Larnach, who had a triple earlier. Twins still lead 7-0. Larnach steps in. He's 1 for 2 today with that triple. 1 out and bases empty for the Twins looking for more. Castillo gets ahead quickly on Larnach, painting the corner with a changeup for a called strike. It's 0-1 now. Castillo doubled up on the changeup, and Larnach watches it for another called strike. He's down in the count now, 0-2. Castillo looking to put him away quickly. Time called by Larnach. He wants to step out and gather himself here, down 0-2, and trying to disrupt Castillo's rhythm a little bit. Castillo tries to bring that changeup back into the zone, but the umpire calls it a ball. And now the Mariners are challenging. They think it caught some of the plate. While we wait for the ruling, the count is now 1-2 to Larnach. And the call is overturned. The review shows that pitch was indeed a strike. So Trevor Larnach is called out on strikes, and that's the second out of the inning. A successful challenge for Seattle, but the Twins still hold a commanding 7-0 lead. So with 2 outs now, Josh Bell comes to the plate for the third time tonight. Bell has been on base twice so far, with a single and a walk. Base is empty, 2 outs, and Castillo trying to limit the damage any further. Bell pops it up. Crawford is calling for it, and he makes the catch to end the inning. So the damage is done early in the bottom of the fourth. A 2-run home run from Byron Buxton padding that lead. Heading into the fifth, it's Twins 7, Mariners 0. Welcome back to Target Field. We're heading to the top of the fifth inning, and this one has really opened up. The Minnesota Twins are holding a commanding 7-0 lead over the Mariners. Leading off for Seattle against Connor Prelip is Randy Arozarena. Arozarena struck out his first time up. No balls, no strikes, and nobody on as we get started. Prelips gets set on the mound. First pitch to Arozarena is a slider down and away, called a ball. The count moves to 1-0. Prelip is looking to continue his solid work, while Arozarena is trying to spark some kind of rally for the Mariners, who are down big 7-0. Prelips delivers another ball, this one high with the fastball at 93 miles per hour. The count is now 2-0 to Arozarena. Prelip falling behind here, perhaps trying to be a little too perfect with that big lead. Arozarena, on the other hand, is waiting for his chance to do some damage in a hitter's count. Another fastball high, and he's now 3 balls and no strikes away from walking Arozarena. Prelip has seemingly lost the strike zone right now. Arozarena has the green light, or he'll be taking all the way here, looking for that perfect pitch to hammer to try and get something going. And there's the fourth ball, way outside this time. Prelip loses the batter throwing 4 straight balls, and Randy Arozarena draws a walk. So the Mariners get a base runner on with nobody out here in the top of the fifth, though they have a massive hill to climb, trailing 7-0. Now up is shortstop J.P. Crawford with Arozarena over at first. It's already a tall order for Seattle, but they're really looking to string something together here. Crawford grounded out earlier. Looks like a left-on-left matchup to start off this at-bat. Prelip starts Crawford off with a fastball, painted the outside corner for a called strike, so the count is 0-1. Prelip showing much better control there to begin this at-bat than he did against Arozarena. Crawford is behind the count now, with that runner on first. Crawford falls behind 0-2, fouling off another fastball, this one at 94 miles per hour. Prelip pounding the zone early here. Crawford in a massive hole with the Twins comfortably ahead, 7-0. Prelip tried to get Crawford to chase down and away with a slider, but it's just a bit wide. That brings the count to 1-2. Still no outs, Arozarena on first, and the Twins firmly in control, leading 7-0. Count gets even now at 2-2. Prelip trying to put away Crawford, but Crawford laid off that slider down and in. Still none out, and Arozarena on first as the Mariners desperately try to manufacture some offense and cut into this 7-run deficit. Crawford still battling, fouling off a hard sinker at 95+ miles per hour. That keeps the count at 2-2. Prelip seems to be mixing up his stuff well, but Crawford is showing good discipline up there. Still no outs, and Arozarena on first with the Twins holding a big lead, 7-0. And that one misses inside. Great take by Crawford brings the count full to 3-2. Prelip trying to get the strikeout, but Crawford is making him throw pitches. Still no outs, Arozarena on first, and the Twins' big lead, 7-0. Payoff pitch coming up. And they walks him. Prelip loses Crawford with a high fastball, ball 4, and that's 2 walks in a row. Arozarena moves up to second, and suddenly the Mariners have runners on first and second with nobody out. They're still down big, 7-0, but this is a little spark they were hoping for. Let's see if they can build on it. Coming to the plate is Mitch Garver, with runners on first and second and nobody out. Prelip trying to settle down after back-to-back walks. Garver walked in his first at-bat as well, so he's seen Prelip's stuff already today. The Mariners are down big, 7-0, but they're building a potential rally here. First pitch coming up. And there goes the pitching coach, making his way out to the mound. He wants to have a quick word with Prelip after back-to-back walks to put runners on first and second with nobody out. Probably just trying to buy some time and give him a chance to regroup. Despite that big lead, they don't want this rally to get out of hand. Play resumes, and Prelip comes right back with a slider, catch in the corner for a called strike. That's a nice, confident response after the mound visit. Garver now finds himself behind the count 0-1, those runners on base. Prelip pumps in a fastball at 96 miles per hour, inside corner for another called strike. Garver falls behind in the count 0-2. Prelip has come back firing after that mound visit, putting Seattle's rally in serious danger. He's 1 strike away from a big first out. Prelip wastes one in the dirt, trying to get Garver to chase on the slider. Garver holds back and the count moves to 1-2. Runners on first and second, nobody out for the Mariners. Still facing a 7-0 hole. Prelip trying to lock in and get a big first out here. He drives one, a ground ball out to left. Larnach fields it, but Arozarena is coming around to score. Crawford moves to third, and Garver is on first with an RBI single. The Mariners are finally on the board, now trailing 7-1, and they have runners on the corners with still nobody out. Coming up next is Cole Young. He flied out earlier today. Right now it's runners on the corners with nobody out, and Seattle trying to bring home another run to chip away at this deficit. The pitcher, Prelip, really needs a strikeout or a double play here. Left-on-left matchup for this at-bat. Prelip kicks and fires. The first pitch to Cole Young is a high fastball at 96 miles per hour, taken for a ball. Ball's 1, strikes nothing. Big chance here for Young and the Mariners to add another run, with Crawford at third and Garver on first, still nobody out. The Twins' lead is 7-1.
Another one in the dirt from Prelip, a sinker that never had a chance. The count goes to 2-0. Fallen behind again, and those Mariners continue to threaten with runners on the corners. Prelip needs to find the strike zone quickly to avoid things spinning out of control. Twins cling to a 7-1 lead, top 5th. Prelip gets sacked back on the strike zone, getting Young to foul off a fastball at 94. The count is now 2-1. Still no outs, runners on the corners, and the Mariners are starting to make some noise despite the large deficit. Prelip under pressure here to get that first out. Low again. That's 3 balls and a strike on Young. Prelip is in a hitter's count now. With runners on the corners and nobody out, the pressure is squarely on the Minnesota pitcher. Seattle is threatening to push across another run. Young lifts one in foul territory. Third baseman Tristan Gray makes the catch for the first out. J.P. Crawford tags up at third and comes in to score. Young flies out but picks up the RBI with a sacrifice, and Mitch Garver advances to second. So the Mariners get another run, cutting into the lead, now 7-2, with 1 out and a runner on second. Now batting is Leo Rivas, with that runner on second, Mitch Garver. Rivas popped out earlier, and he's looking to keep this rally alive for the Mariners. Seattle is still trailing 7-2, but they've got a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Prelip trying to escape further damage after allowing 2 runs so far in the inning. First pitch coming up to Rivas. Prelip starts Rivas with a slider, and it catches the inside corner for a called strike. That pitch clocked at 87 miles per hour. The count is now 0-1, 1 out. Garver's over on second, representing the Mariners' third run of the inning, trying to keep this rally going. Top of the 5th, 1 out, and runner on second with the Mariners trying to chip away at this lead, down 7-2. Connor Prelip is on the mound for the Twins, Leo Rivas at the plate. Prelip starts with a slider for a called strike, 0-1. Next one misses, an outside changeup, even at 1-1. And the third pitch, another slider, misses again. The count now 2-1 to Rivas here with men on base. After that 2-1 offering was low, Prelip comes back with a slider that Rivas chases and swings right through. Big swing and a miss there. So that evens up the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Garver still over at second with 1 away. Rivas steps out of the box and requests time. The umpire grants it, so we'll have a brief interruption here before the 2-2 pitch. Prelip was about set. Now he has to take a breath and reset. Top of the 5th, 1 out, Twins leading 7-2. Time is back in. Prelip hums one up and in 96 miles per hour, but it's too high. The umpire says ball 3. So from 0-1, Rivas has worked himself into a full count here at 3-2. Big moment in this at-bat with Garver out on second and 1 away. And the full count pitch is fouled off. Rivas stays alive by getting just enough of a slider. So we'll stay at 3-2. The battle continues between Prelip and Rivas with a runner on second and 1 out. Prelip finishes him off. A nasty slider for the third strike, and Rivas goes down swinging. A huge out for Prelip to get the second one of the inning, stranding a runner on second. Now there's 2 down. So with 2 outs now, the Mariners have one last chance here in the top of the 5th with Rob Refsnyder up to bat, looking to bring Mitch Garver home and cut into that lead. Prelip is looking to close out the inning. Prelip starts Refsnyder with a changeup in on the hands for a called strike. It's 0-1. Prelip paints the corner with a slider, called strike 2. Refsnyder in a quick hole here at 0-2. Prelip having some real command in this at-bat. 1 strike away from ending the threat on second. Refsnyder stays alive. He gets a piece of that slider and fouls it off. The count stays at 0-2. Garber ready to go from second, but Refsnyder has to keep fighting here. Got him! Prelip finishes it off with another strikeout. Refsnyder swings and misses, and the threat is ended. The Mariners leave a runner on second, and we're headed to the bottom of the 5th. Score remains Twins 7, Mariners 2. Hello, baseball fans! We're heading to the bottom of the 5th, and the Twins are holding a solid 7-2 lead over the Mariners. Catcher Ryan Jeffers, already 1 for 2 today, leads off against Luis Castillo. Castillo starts Jeffers with a fastball at 91.5, and Jeffers fouls it off. Count starts at 0-1. Castillo mixes it up there with a changeup at 85.4. Jeffers swings and fouls that one away too. Now he's in an 0-2 hole. Castillo tries to get Jeffers to chase a high fastball, but he lays off for ball 1. So the count moves to 1-2. With a 1-2 count, Castillo brings it, and Jeffers hits a chopper right back to the mound. Castillo fields it cleanly, gets it to Cole Young covering at second, and the relay over to Josh Naylor at first is in time. A snappy 1-4-3 defensive play gets the first out here in the bottom of the 5th. One out down here in the home half of the 5th. Up next from Minnesota is Cody Clemens. He hit a big home run earlier today. Right-hander Castillo still on the bump for the Mariners. Castillo paints the low corner with a sinker at 94.2 for a called strike. Clemens can only watch as that one goes by. Count is 0-1.
Castillo's next pitch misses low to even the count at 1-1 strike. He was trying to work around the zone, but couldn't get Clemens to bite on that one. Clemens connects hard on a changeup, but he lines it sharply right at Rob Refsnyder in right field. That's 2 away now in the bottom of the 5th. So 2 down, nobody on, and that brings up Luke Kershaw. He's had a decent day, collecting a double earlier. Castillo trying to close out this 5th inning without any more damage. Castillo opens Kershaw with a slider at 84.3, and it's a beauty for a called strike. Right there on the outer part of the plate. 0-1 is the count. Castillo comes back with a sinker this time, 91.8 on the speed gun, but that one misses high and outside, and the count is even at 1-1 strike. Another sinker from Castillo, but this one is down and away. Kershaw takes it, and now the count is 2-1. 2 outs, bases empty, Twins leading 7-2 here in the bottom of the 5th. Castillo's sinker comes in low, making it 3 balls and a strike to Kershaw. Castillo is falling behind in the count with 2 outs. Full count. Castillo fires a 92-mile-per-hour sinker, and Kershaw battles it off. That'll fill it up. 3 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Payoff pitch coming up. Got him looking. Castillo freezes Kershaw with a fastball right on the inside corner. That ends the inning. The Twins leave one stranded, but they still have a commanding lead, 7-2 as we move to the top of the 6th. Welcome back to Target Field, folks. We're in the top of the 6th, and the Minnesota Twins have a comfortable 7-2 lead over the Seattle Mariners. But there's a pitching change to report. Replacing Connor Prelip on the mound is right-hander Andrew Morris. He'll be starting off by facing Mariners designated hitter Cal Raleigh. So Morris ready to work against Raleigh. First pitch coming, and it's a cutter, misses low for ball 1. 87.6 miles per hour on that one. Count starts 1-0. Morris comes back with a fastball at 95, catching the zone. Beautiful pitch there. That levels the count 1-1, with no one on and nobody out. Morris tries his slider, but it didn't break back over the plate. That's ball 2. 81 miles per hour on that one. So the count moves to 2-1 on Raleigh. Morris loses that one. Fastball at 94.6 misses high. Now it's a 3-1 count on Raleigh. A definite chance for a walk if Morris can't get this next one in there. Delivers a fastball at 93 and Raleigh grounds it down the first baseline. Cody Clemens grabs it and takes it to the bag himself for the out. 1 down in the 6th. Now batting for the Mariners, the center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Julio's been quiet so far, looking for his first hit of the day. He faces Morris with 1 away and the bases empty. Here's the pitch from Morris, and it's a sinker for a called strike. Painted the corner there at 94.4 miles per hour. Sits 0-1 now on Rodriguez. Morris follows up with an 80-mile-per-hour sweeper, but it misses high. That evens things up at 1-1. Morris is trying to keep Rodriguez off balance after that fastball strike. Rodriguez hits a soft grounder right back to the pitcher. Morris scoops it up and makes an easy throw to Clemens over at first for the second out. A quick inning for Morris so far. Two quick outs for Morris here in the top of the 6th. Now it's Josh Naylor's turn. Naylor looking to get something going. He's 0 for 2 on the day. Base is empty, 2 outs, and the Twins still holding on to that 7-2 lead. First pitch to Naylor is a curveball that just drops right in there, and Naylor swings and misses. 73.5 miles per hour on that breaking ball. Count starts 0-1. Morris on the attack, follows up with a changeup at 84.6, and Naylor fights it off for a foul. Quickly, the count is 0-2. Morris is just 1 strike away from ending the inning comfortably. Morris tries to expand the zone with a sweeper at 81.7, but it misses low and inside. Naylor lays off, and the count moves to 1-2. Moore is still in a good spot with 2 strikes on the batter. Morris dials up the fastball, 96 miles per hour. Naylor gets under it, pop up into foul territory. Tristan Gray makes the play over at third, and that'll do it. A dominant 1-2-3 inning for Andrew Morris out of the bullpen. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Twins lead 7-2. And that's going to be it for Luis Castillo today. The Mariners are making a move to the bullpen, bringing in Cole Wilcox to face Matt Wallner here in the 6th. Twins leading 7-2. Let's see if Wilcox can keep them close. Wilcox starts things off with an 83-mile-per-hour sweeper, and Wallner gets a piece of it, foul tipped back, strike one. Wilcox tries to get Wallner to chase on a slider low and away, but it's called the ball. Count evens up 1-1. Wallner gets a fastball at 95 and grounds it towards second. Cole Young fields it cleanly, fires to Naylor at first, and that's the first out of the inning. One away now for Tristan Gray. He's had a good day at the plate, reaching base on a walk and picking up a single. Wilcox misses with an 86-mile-per-hour slider outside. The count is now 1-0 to Tristan Gray. Bases are empty with one away in the bottom of the sixth. Wilcox comes back with another slider, this one at 86, and Gray swings right through it for a strike. The count evens up now, 1-1 with one out. Tristan Gray steps out of the box, requesting time, and the home plate umpire grants it. Gray just taking a moment to gather himself with the count at 1-1. One out here in the bottom of the sixth. Wilcox gets him with the changeup. Gray swings through the 84.5-mile-per-hour offering, and he's in a hole now. Count goes to 1-2 with one away here in the sixth. Line drive to right field. Ref Snyder fields it cleanly, but Gray is on with a single. That's a nice piece of hitting with two strikes, and Tristan Gray is having himself a ball game. He's on first base with one out, and the Twins still hold a comfortable 7-2 lead. So, Tristan Gray is on first base after his second hit of the afternoon. And with one out, here comes the top of the order and Byron Buxton. Buxton homered back in the fourth, so Wilcox will need to be careful with him. Twins leading 7-2 in the bottom of the sixth. Wilcox opens Buxton with an 87-mile-per-hour slider that misses for ball one. The runner Gray is holding firm on first, so let's see how Wilcox attacks him now. Wilcox amps it up with a 96-mile-per-hour sinker, but Buxton fouls it away. That evens the count at 1-1 with one out. Wilcox pulls the string on an 88-mile-per-hour changeup, and Buxton swings over it. That's strike two. Wilcox has him set up now, 1-2 with one out. Buxton signals for time, stepping out of the box to reset before this critical pitch. The count is 1-2, and he's trying to work away on base to keep this sixth inning alive. One out, runner on first, and the Twins leading comfortably. Wilcox goes back to the changeup, trying to get Buxton to chase on a pitch low and away, but Byron lays off for ball 2. Count evens up now at 2-2 with 1 out. Wilcox misses with the sinker way outside, so the count is now full at 3-2. Big pitch coming up here for Wilcox, trying to get the second out. You wonder if Gray might get going from first on the payoff pitch. And Wilcox can't quite get the call on that sinker. It's low outside and Buxton draws the walk. Gray will move up to second, so now the Twins have runners on first and second with 1 out. Brooks Lee coming up to the plate. And here comes a mound visit. The Mariners want to talk to young Wilcox after giving up a single and a walk. He's got runners on first and second with only 1 out, and Brooks Lee at the plate. Settling him down is the key here. Post-mound visit, Wilcox throws an 87-mile-per-hour changeup, but it misses inside to the lefty Lee. Count starts at 1-0. Wilcox trying to regain focus with traffic on the paths. He attacks Lee with another changeup, this one at 87, and Brooks swings right through it. At strike 1. Count evens up at 1-1, still 1 out with runners on first and second. Lee grounds the ball to third. Rivas fields it, goes to second for 1 to force out Buxton, but Lee beats the return throw to first. So they get the out at second. Buxton's retired, but Gray advances to third and Lee is safe on the fielder's choice. 2 outs now, runners on the corners for the Twins. Two away now for Trevor Larnach. He's got runners on the corners with 2 outs, and the Twins looking to add to their lead, currently 7-2. Larnach had a booming triple earlier in the game, so this could be a big spot. Wilcox starts Larnach with an 85.6-mile-per-hour sweeper and gets a called strike. Good start to the at-bat for Wilcox, trying to get the third out and get out of this. 0-1 the count to Larnach. Wilcox deals. Larnach rips it. A ground ball through the left side. Arozarena picks it up. Gray scores easily from third. Brooks Lee slides into third, and it's an RBI single for Trevor Larnach. The Twins extend their lead. It's now 8-2. And here's Josh Bell now, looking to keep this steady stream of offense going. 2 outs, runners on the corners, and the Twins have pushed ahead 8-2. Bell has drawn a walk and singled so far today. Wilcox trying to find a way to close out this inning. We're in the bottom of the sixth, and things are looking good for the Twins, up 8-2. They're 2 outs, but Minnesota still has runners on the corners. Josh Bell is at the plate, facing Cole Wilcox. Wilcox got Bell to foul off a fastball, then missed with a slider. Bell fouled off another pitch, this time a changeup, and then fouled off a slider, keeping the count tight at 1 ball and 2 strikes. And now it looks like Bell has taken a timeout. Bit of a pause here in the action with 2 outs. And there's a timeout called by Bell at the plate. After the brief pause, here's the pitch. A low changeup misses badly, ball 2. And Larnach is taking off for second. Garver behind the plate with no chance for a throw. It's a stolen base. The count is now 2-2 with 2 outs, but there are 2 runners in scoring position for Bell. So, just to confirm, Larnach takes second with that stolen base. That moves the runners up to second and third with 2 outs. Josh Bell is still at the plate with the count at 2-2. Big spot for the Twins here. Bell stays alive. Wilcox came right back with a high fastball, 96 miles per hour, and Bell battles it off to the backstop. We'll do it again at 2-2, runners on second and third. Wilcox delivers the 2-2 pitch, and Bell gets a piece of it, lifted high in the air to center field. Julio Rodriguez is tracking it, he's under it, and makes the catch for the final out. So that ends the threat in the bottom of the sixth. The Twins strand a couple, but they lead it big, 8-2 over the Mariners. Welcome back to Target Field. We're heading into the top of the 7th, and it's all Minnesota Twins, 8-2 over the Mariners. Randy Arozarena settles into the box for Seattle, facing Andrew Morris. Nobody on, nobody out to start the inning. First pitch swinging, and Arozarena lifts one to right. That's going to fall in for a base hit. Wallner gets to it, but the leadoff man is aboard for Seattle here in the 7th. So after the single, we've got a runner on first for J.P. Crawford. The shortstop looks in against Morris, trying to keep this inning moving. Still nobody out, top of the 7th. Morris starts Crawford down with a 92-mile-per-hour fastball, and Crawford fouls it off. Strike 1. Arozarena on first, no balls and a strike. Crawford catches all of that one, lining it sharp to center field, but Byron Buxton is right there to put it away for the first out. Arozarena stays at first, 1 away now in the top of the 7th. Up next is Mitch Garver, who's reached in both of his plate appearances today, a walk and a single. Runner on first, 1 out, Minnesota up big late. Garver grounds one right back to the pitcher. Morris fields it cleanly and fires to Clemens at first to get Garver. Arozarena does advance to second on the play, but there are 2 outs now, as Cole Young steps to the plate with a runner in scoring position. Twins still leading 8-2. Here's Cole Young, who had a sacrifice fly earlier. He's got a Rosarena on second with 2 out. Andrew Morris is looking to get the Twins out of the inning without any damage. Morris paints the corner with a fastball at 93. Strike 1 to Cole Young. Hanner behind now. Morris pulls the string on a changeup, catches the zone again. That's another called strike, and suddenly Cole Young is down in the count 0-2. Morris is just 1 pitch away from working out of this jam with a Rosarena stranded at second. Morris steps off the rubber, just trying to reset and maybe keep a Rosarena honest at second base. We'll hold things right there. Count still 0-2 with 2 outs. Morris fires in a heater at 95, and Young just gets a piece of it, fouling it back. That keeps the count 0-2. Morris is still looking for that final out of the inning with a Rosarena at second. Changeup down in the dirt. Good take by Young. The catcher blocks it, and the count moves to 1-2. Crowd anxious to end this half of the inning. Morris tries to get Young to chase on a sweeper, but it dips away. The count evens up at 2-2. Big pitch coming up here to try and strand that runner. Young fights off an 89-mile-per-hour cutter, fouling it back. Tough spot for the young hitter. He stays alive, but the count is even at 2-2. Runner on second, 2 outs. Young fouls off that 80-mile-per-hour sweeper. He's really making Morris work up there. Number 7 pitch coming up. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, runner on second. The battle continues. Finally, Morris gets the upper hand. He brings the high heat and Young swings through a 95-mile-per-hour fastball to end the inning. The Mariners strand a runner in scoring position. Time to stretch inside the Twin Cities, with Minnesota on top 8-2. Hello, baseball fans. Aikawa here to take you through the bottom of the 7th from Target Field. The Minnesota Twins are sitting pretty with an 8-2 lead over the Mariners. Leading off for the Twins is Ryan Jeffers, who is 1 for 3 today. He's going to look to get something going against Cole Wilcox, and there's nobody on with no outs. Wilcox starts him off with a 94-mile-per-hour sinker right in there for a called strike. Jeffers watched that one go by. The count is 0-1. Wilcox tries to climb the ladder on him there with another sinker, but it's up high, and the pitch is called a ball, so that brings the count even at 1-1. Wilcox goes to the changeup, but it dips low and inside for ball 2. Jeffers in the driver's seat now with a 2-1 count. Wilcox bounces back with a beautiful slider at 85 miles per hour. Jeffers takes it on the outside corner for a called strike. Now it's evened up at 2-2. Wilcox tries to get him to chase with another slider, but it's way outside. That runs a count full. Payoff pitch coming up for Jeffers. Jeffers gets a piece of that slider and fouls it back. We'll stay right here at full count, 3-2. Good battle going on. Wilcox pumps in a 94.5-mile-per-hour fastball, but Jeffers fights it off to stay alive. This great battle continues. We'll do it again at 3-2. And after a long battle, Wilcox just misses with the sinker inside. Ball 4. Ryan Jeffers works the walk and he's on with nobody out. That'll bring up Cody Clemens. So with Ryan Jeffers on first with a leadoff walk, that brings up Cody Clemens. Clemens is 1 for 3 today with a home run, and he's got a chance to break this game wide open here in the bottom of the 7th. Pitcher Wilcox trying to settle down and get the first out. Twins lead 8-2, no one on. Wilcox Clemens with an 85-mile-per-hour sweeper, and Clemens swings and fouls it back. Strikes ahead 0-1. Wilcox goes back to the sweeper, but this one misses well outside. Clemens didn't bite. Count is even at 1-1. Wilcox pulls the string with an 87-mile-per-hour slider, and Clemens swings right through it. Great setup pitch. Now the count is 1-2. Jeffers stays at first with still nobody out. Wilcox comes with the sweeper, 85 miles per hour, and Clemens fouls it off to keep the at-bat going. The count holds at 1-2. Jeffers leading off first, no outs yet. Got him perfect, sweeper on the outside corner, and Clemens looks helplessly as the umpire calls for strike 3. That's 1 out. Ryan Jeffers stays at first, and here comes Luke Keeschall. One out for the Twins, and that brings up the young second baseman Luke Keeschall. He doubled earlier and is 1 for 3 today. Ryan Jeffers remains on first after walking. Let's see if Keeschall can start another Twins rally. Wilcox Keeschall with a slider at 88 miles per hour, and it catches the corner for a called strike. Looked like a perfect pitch on the outside black. Count is 0-1. Keeschall hits a soft grounder towards third. Rivas charges but can't field it cleanly. That's an infield single. Jeffers advances to second, and now the Twins have 2 on with 1 out. Here comes Matt Wallner.
Time called here at Target Field as they're going to hold a mound visit. Wilcox is in a bit of a jam with 2 on and just 1 out here in the 7th. Twins are threatening to add more to that 8-2 lead, so they'll take a moment to regroup and talk strategy against Wallner.
And that mound visit resulted in a signal for the bullpen. That's going to end the afternoon for Cole Wilcox. Out comes the right-hander Alex Hoppe to take over. He's going to face Matt Wallner with 2 on and 1 out as the Twins look to extend their lead. Hoppe comes in and gets right down to business against Wallner. He delivers the first pitch, and it's a called strike. Looks like Wallner wanted to challenge that one, but the automated system confirms it. The call stands. Count is 0-1 with runners on first and second. Rip and sliders. Hoppe gets Wallner to foul off another one, and suddenly the count is 0-2. Hoppe is wasting no time challenging the batter, and now Wallner is in a deep hole with 2 on. Hoppe dials it up to 96.7 miles per hour, but Wallner gets enough to foul it off. He stays alive, and the count is still no balls and 2 strikes. Hoppe is really bringing the heat since coming in. Got him swinging. Hoppe goes back to the slider and Wallner can't connect. That's 2 strikeouts for Hoppe and 2 outs in the inning. Jeffers and Keyshaw remain on base, and now Tristan Gray will try to drive him in. Two down now for the Twins here in the bottom of the 7th. Alex Hoppe has come in and struck out Matt Wallner to potentially defuse the situation, but his work isn't done yet. Runners on first and second for Tristan Gray, who's had a hot hand today, going 2 for 3 with singles and a walk. Twins leading 8-2, so Gray can put even more distance between them and the Mariners, while Hoppe wants that.
We are back in the bottom of the 7th at Target Field. 2 outs, runners on first and second for the Twins, and they are comfortably leading 8-2. Tristan Gray is at the plate. He's had a great day, 2 singles and a walk. Alex Hoppe delivering the pitch, and it's a slider that misses for ball 1. The count is now 1-0. Hoppe comes back with another slider, bit faster this time at 88, and Gray swings through it. Wild pitch defensively, but it's a swinging strike on the pitch. Count now even at 1-1. Hoppe goes back to the slider for a 3rd straight time, this one at 87 miles an hour, and Gray swings and misses again. He is really struggling with that breaking ball right now. That brings the count to 1-2, and Hoppe is just 1 strike away from getting out of the jam. And wait a second, Tristan Gray holds up a hand to cause time, trying to step out and regroup after those last 2 swinging strikes. Hoppe had a rhythm going, so Gray's probably trying to throw him off a bit. Still 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs.
Time is over, and Hoppy winds up for the 1-2 pitch. Here it comes. Another slider, low and inside, and Gray swings and misses, strikes him out to retire the side. Hoppy gets out of the jam, leaving 2 runners on. After 7, your score remains Twins 8, Mariners 2. All right, folks, we're moving to the top of the 8th inning here at Target Field. The Minnesota Twins holding a comfortable 8-2 lead over the Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners is third baseman Leo Rivas, looking to help spark some offense here. And he'll be facing Andrew Morris on the mound for the Twins. Empty bases, no outs. Here we go. Morris paints the bottom of the zone with a slow curveball there, 71 miles an hour, and Rivas takes it for a called strike. Count is 0-1. Morris follows up with a changeup at 84 miles per hour, and Rivas swings right through it. He's in a quick hole now, no balls and 2 strikes. Rivas holds up a hand and calls for time. Down 0-2, probably trying to disrupt Morris's rhythm a bit and clear his head. Morris tries to wipe him out with a sweeper, but it stays way upstairs. Rivas shows good eye discipline, lays off to get a ball in the count. It's now 1-2. Got him! Morris dials up an 86-mile-an-hour cutter, and Rivas can't catch up to it. That's a swinging strike 3 for the first out of the inning. Strong start for the Twins right-hander here in the 8th. Now batting for the Seattle Mariners, the right fielder Rob Refsnyder. He's 0 for 3 on the day, including a strikeout. 1 out, bases empty, score 8-2 Twins, and Andrew Morris is ready from the windup. Morris starts Refsnyder off with a sweeper, but it drifts well low, 81 miles an hour. Ball 1. Count is 1-0. Morris misses again, over 87 miles an hour on that cutter, just a bit up and away. So Refsnyder is ahead in the count, 2-0. Fires a fastball in there 93.5 miles per hour, right over the plate for a called strike. Refsnyder took it all the way. Count is now 2-1. Refsnyder gets a hold of that one, line drive right field, and that's down for a base hit. Wallner fields it, but the Mariners have a runner on first with one out. Nice piece of hitting by Refsnyder. Runner on first for Seattle, and that brings up the designated hitter, Cal Raleigh. He's looking to do some damage with a guy on base. Right now it's one out, top of the eighth, Twins leading 8-2 over the Mariners. Andrew Morris still on the mound for Minnesota. Morris opens Raleigh with a fastball, 93.8 miles per hour, and Raleigh fouls it off. High fastball, count is now 0-1. Morris ready on 0-1, deals an 88-mile-an-hour cutter, and Raleigh swings, crushed. This one is deep, way back to right field. Wallner's heading back to the wall, looks up, and you can forget it. Home run! A two-run shot for Cal Raleigh, his 7th long ball of the year. Big blast there, and the Mariners pull closer. The score is now 8-4. Well, that changes the mood in a hurry. One out and the Mariners are still fighting, cutting the deficit to 4 runs. Coming to the plate now is center fielder Julio Rodriguez, looking to keep this rally going. Andrew Morris is going to try and settle down and get this second out. Bases are empty. Here's the pitch to Rodriguez. Rodriguez first pitch swinging, drives one to deep right, but Wallner is there, gliding toward the line, makes the catch. A good bounce back for Morris, settling down after the homer to capture the second out. Up next for the Mariners, the first baseman Josh Naylor. He's 0 for 3 on the day and looking to get something going here with 2 outs. Twins still holding on to an 8-4 lead over the Mariners. Top of the 8th. Morris is ready with the first pitch. Morris starts Naylor off with a changeup, 85.5 miles per hour, but it's low and away. Ball 1. Count is 1-0 with 2 outs. Morris tries to drop in a curveball, but it stays high, nearly 72 miles per hour. Naylor lays off, and he's now ahead in the count, 2-0. Morris misses low with the cutter, 88 miles an hour, and now he's in real trouble against Naylor. 3 balls, no strikes. He seems to be struggling to find the strike zone after the Raleigh home run. Naylor is in the driver's seat. And Morris misses on the 4th one. 4 pitches, 4 balls. And Josh Naylor walks down to first without facing a strike. Morris really lost the handle there. So with 2 outs, the Mariners have a runner on first. Randy Arozarena is coming to the plate, singled last time up. Still a little bit of pressure building in the 8th. And time is called, mound visit. The Twins manager or pitching coach is heading out to the mound to have a word with Andrew Morris. He's just given up a big home run and a 4-pitch walk, so they're trying to get him settled down before he faces Arozarena. 2 outs now, but with a runner on first, the Mariners still have a chance to keep this rally going.
And Arozarena swings on the first pitch. Line drive right field. That's a base hit. Naylor rounds second. He's heading for third. Arozarena's digging for second, trying to stretch it into a double. Wallner fires it in quickly to Brooks Lee. They got him. What a play. Arozarena's thrown out at second, trying to take the extra base. And that ends the Mariners' rally in the eighth. Naylor got to third, but it doesn't matter because that's the third out. Twins hold on to their 8-4 lead moving to the bottom of the eighth. Hold on, everything. The Mariners are going to challenge that play at second base. Arozarena ripped a single to right, and he tried to stretch it into a double. Wallner made a perfect throw to Lee at shortstop, and the call in the field was out. Seattle thinks he might have gotten in safely. The umpires are heading to the monitors. This could be a big factor in the inning. Top of the eighth, Mariners looking to keep this rally going. Arozarena crushes one to right. It's a single. He's going for two, trying to stretch it. Wallner fields it, fires to Lee, and he's out at second. Arozarena caught off base, trying to make a play. Naylor moves up to third, but that's the third out. Twins hold on to their lead, 8-4. Hold on, we've got a challenge. Seattle's manager is signaling for a review of that tag play at second. Randy Arozarena was called out trying to stretch a single, which ended the inning. The replay officials are looking to see if Brooks Lee got the tag down in time or if Arozarena slid in safely. This is a crucial call for the Mariners as they try to keep this eighth-inning rally alive. The call on the field stands as an out for now, so let's wait the official word. And the decision is in. The call on the field stands. Randy Arozarena is ruled out at second. Throw-in attempt by Wallner to Lee holds up. That's the third out, ending the top of the eighth. Score remains Twins 8, Mariners 4. We're seeing the replay data now, and it confirms that Arozarena hammered that ball to right field. A nice throw by Wallner and a quick tag by Brooks Lee at second sealed the deal, despite the Mariners' challenge. So the play stands, and that's the inning.
It's official, folks. The call on the field is upheld after the review. Randy Arozarena is confirmed out at second, a great defensive play by the Twins. That brings an exciting end to the top of the eighth. Minnesota still leading, 8-4. Welcome back to Target Field. We're heading to the bottom of the eighth inning, and the Twins are holding on to an 8-4 lead over the Mariners. Leading off for Minnesota will be Byron Buxton, who already has a home run today. He'll be facing Alex Hoppe, making his appearance out of the bullpen for Seattle. Empty bases, nobody out, and here's the first pitch. Hoppe starts Buxton with a slider, but it misses outside. Ball one. The count is 1-0. Hoppe tries to come back with a sinker, but that one loses its shadow too, missing down and in. So the count jumps to 2-0 for Buxton. Hoppe fires a sinker in there for a strike, painted the inside corner. Buxton takes a look, and now the count is 2-1. Hoppe comes back with a slider, and Buxton stays alive by fouling it away. We've got a level count now, folks. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Hoppe wins the battle, pours in a fastball, and Buxton swings and misses for strike 3. That's a big first out for Seattle in the inning. One down, nobody on. Next up is Brooks Lee, still looking for his first hit of the day. He's facing Hoppe, who's looking sharp after that strikeout of Buxton. Hoppe starts Lee with a blazing fastball at 97, but it misses low. 1-0. Hoppe misses again, this time with the slider. Lee watches it go by and quickly finds himself in a hitter's count at 2-0. Hoppe and catcher Garver aren't on the same page. Another ball outside. The count is suddenly 3-0, and Hoppe might be losing the strike zone here. Hoppe pumps in a strike. That's a 96-mile-an-hour fastball right in the zone. Lee was probably taken there, and now the count is 3-1. Ball 4. Lee wins the battle with excellent plate discipline. Hoppe misses high with that fastball, and now there's 1 out with 1 out for the Twins in the 8th. Runner on first with one out for Trevor Larnach. He's had a nice day at the plate, 2 for 4 with a triple. Alex Hoppe is still on the mound after issuing a walk, probably trying to find his command again. Let's see if context changes things. Trevor Larnach settles in at the plate with Brooks Lee on first and one away. Hoppe starts him off with an 87-mile-an-hour slider, but that one catches too much of the inside edge and misses the target. Ball 1 to Larnach. And that's it. The Mariners coach is heading out to the mound. Looks like they want to settle Hoppe down after that walk and falling behind Larnach 1-0. Trying to keep this 4-run deficit right where it is. Bottom of the 8th, 1 out, runner on first. Post-visit, Hoppe uncorks another slider outside. It hasn't taken the immediate effect, it seems. Count now 2-0 to Larnach. Hoppe dials it up to 97 with pressure on the mound, but it's clearly off the plate for ball 3. The mound visit hasn't quite settled him yet, as Trevor Larnach moves to a commanding 3-0 lead in the count. And that's 4 straight balls. Alex Hoppe just couldn't find the zone there, and Trevor Larnach draws the free pass. That pushes Brooks Lee over to second, and now the Twins have something brewing here in the bottom of the 8th, with runners at first and second and only 1 out. The mound visit didn't seem to help Hoppe much. He's pitched around Larnach, and the Twins are threatening again. Hoppe has fallen behind, walking back-to-back batters to load the bases now with just 1 out. That brings up the power-hitting designated hitter Josh Bell, and you can bet the Twins are smelling blood in the water now. Can Hoppe regain his command, or will Bell break this game wide open? Hold on, we have a substitution here. James Outman is coming off the bench to pinch run for Trevor Larnach at first base. The Twins are looking to add more speed on the base paths, trying to capitalize on this Hoppe struggle. So it's Outman on first, Brooks Lee on second, and Josh Bell coming up to bat. First pitch to Bell, and Hoppe comes right back with that 98-mile-an-hour fastball, right in there for a called strike. That's a statement pitch to start the at-bat. 0-1 the count. Hoppe goes with the slider this time, but it breaks just a bit too much and misses outside. Bell holds up comfortably, and the count is now even at 1-1. Lined hard but straight at him. Bell absolutely smoked that slider. A sharp line drive, but Rob Refsnyder makes the play in right field. That's a big second out for the Mariners, holding those runners steady. Two outs now and still runners on first and second. Ryan Jeffers steps up, the right-handed catcher, looking to extend this 8-4 lead. Alex Hoppe has a chance to work out of this jam and leave those runners stranded. Hoppe opens Jeffers with a sharp slider, caught the upper part of the zone for a called strike. Good pitch to steal a strike when you need one. 0-1. Hoppe with the 0-1, cracked. A sharp ground ball up the middle and through into center field for a base hit. Lee scores easily from second. Outman advances to third, and that's an RBI single for Ryan Jeffers. The Twins tacked on another one, now leading 9-4. Two outs now, and runners are on the corners for Cody Clemens. The Twins are still threatening after Jeffers' single, leading 9-4. Alex Hoppe will try to get that last out to limit the damage before Minnesota's offense does any more. Bottom of the eighth, two outs here at Target Field, with the Twins leading the Mariners 9-4. Cody Clemens is up, and there are runners on the corners. James Outman on third, Ryan Jeffers on first. Right-hander Alex Hoppe on the mound for Seattle. He started Clemens off with a 96-mile-per-hour fastball that missed, ball one. He followed that up with a slider over for a called strike. Count is now 1-1. Hoppe delivers, and it's a fastball missing wide for a ball. Count now goes to 2-1, and Jeffers is on the move. The catcher doesn't even attempt to throw, so that's a stolen base for Ryan Jeffers, putting runners at second and third with two away. So Jeffers takes second base cleanly. Now the Twins have two runners in scoring position with two out. Clemens back in the box, facing a 2-1 count. Two outs, bottom of the eighth. Jeffers and Outman waiting at second and third. Hoppe brings the 2-1 slider. Clemens, he hits a screamer into center field. That's a base hit. Outman trots home. Jeffers is right behind him. He scores. A 2-run single for Clemens, and the Twins lead 11-4. And that base hit makes all the difference. Now it's an 11-4 game in favor of the Twins. Luke Keeschel steps in now, runner on first and two out. Let's see if Luke can keep things going for the Twins. Keeschel up with a runner on first and two out. First pitch to him from Hoppe is a fastball high and away, ball one. Clemens safe on first after that scoring single. Count now 1-0. Hoppe with the pitch, and that's another fastball, 96 miles per hour, but it misses for ball two. Keeschel ahead in the count now, 2-0 with two outs and Clemens at first. Hoppe misses again. That's a cutter high, and now it's 3 balls and no strikes on Keeschel. Hoppe's fastball has been wild, and now the cutter isn't working either. Keeschel's likely has the green light here, with Clemens on first and two outs. Hoppe battles back with a 95-mile-per-hour cutter for a called strike. That takes it to 3 balls and 1 strike on Keeschel. Still two outs and Clemens on first in a game that the Twins are leading 11-4. Here comes the 3-2 pitch, and another called strike. A 95-mile-per-hour fastball on the inside corner, and Hoppe has filled up the count after starting behind 3-0. Full count, 2 away with Clemens on first. Ball 4. Hoppe wasn't able to complete the comeback. He misses with a slider in the dirt. So Luke Keeschel draws a walk, his second time on base today, and Cody Clemens will advance to second. 2 on, 2 out for the Twins in the bottom of the 8th. Time is called, and here comes the Mariners pitching coach for a mound visit. Seattle trying to settle down Alex Hoppe, who just walked Luke Keeschel on 6 pitches after having him in a 3-0 hole. The Twins are threatening again here in the 8th, leading 11-4, with runners on first and second and 2 outs, bringing up Matt Wallner. The mound visit concluded, and Alex Hoppe stays in the game. He starts Wallner off with a 95.5-mile-per-hour fastball, but it's up and in for ball 1. Twins still threatening with 2 outs. Hoppe comes back with an 87-mile-per-hour slider, and Wallner swings right through it. That evens the count at 1-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th, with Clemens at second and Keeschel at first for Minnesota. Hoppe fires a fastball in there at 96 miles per hour. Caught the inside edge, called strike. The count is now 1-2 on Wallner. He's behind in the count, and Hoppe is looking to leave these two Twins stranded. Hoppe tried to elevate the fastball, but that one misses high. That evens things up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Big moment here with 2 outs. Twins looking to push across another run. Mariners trying to escape the jam. Two-two pitch on the way. Slider from Hoppe, and Wallner grounds it sharply down the first baseline. Naylor at first fields it and tosses to Hoppe covering. In time. The pitcher gets over just in time to retire the side. That ends the inning, but the damage is done. The Twins extend their lead, and it's 11-4 as we head to the final frame. Hello, and welcome back to Overcast Target Field for the top of the 9th. Folks, this one has been one-sided from the get-go. Twins lead the Mariners by a whopping 11-4. Leading off for Seattle is J.P. Crawford, up against the left-hander Taylor Rogers. Before we start, looks like James Outman is staying in the game out in left field for Minnesota. All right, folks,
Crawford
we're going
facing
to the top
Rogers
of the
now.
9th.
Nobody
with the
on,
Twins holding
nobody
on
out.
to a big 11-4 lead. And there's a change on the mound for Minnesota. Taylor Rogers is coming in to finish this game, replacing Andrew Morris. He'll be facing J.P. Crawford to start things off. Also, James Outman is staying in the game out in left field. Let's see if Rogers can close this one out. And Rogers begins things with a called strike to Crawford. Looks like that was a sweeper, catching the edge of the zone. No balls and a strike to Crawford. Rogers tries to get Crawford to chase that cutter, but it misses outside. Count is even at 1-1. Rogers misses with the ball low. That sinker didn't quite get the zone, so the count moves to 2-1 to Crawford. Rogers needs to get back on track here and challenge the hitter, especially with this big lead. Another ball from Rogers, that sinker missing high. Now he's behind in the count 3-1 to Crawford. Not the way you want to start the 9th, even with a 7-run cushion. Crawford's got the green light here. Crawford swings on 3-1 and grounds it sharply to shortstop. Brooks Lee moves to his left, gloves it cleanly, and fires to Cody Clemens at first for the out. A nice defensive play there, and that's the first out of the inning. One out for the Mariners, and now stepping to the plate is Mitch Garver. Garver's had a decent day with a single and 3 trips. Rogers is looking to keep rolling here. With one down in the top of the ninth, Mitch Garver steps in for the Mariners. Rogers starts him off with a sinker, but it's high and outside for a ball. That's 1 ball and no strikes to Garver. Rogers misses with the cutter, that one also off the plate to the left. Garver ahead in the count now, 2-0. Rogers fallen behind, but still with a big lead, so he's got some room to work. Rogers falls behind Garver now, 3 balls and no strikes. That last cutter missed, so that's 3 straight balls from Rogers. Garver sitting pretty with a dominant hitter's count. Rogers pumps in a sinker on 3-0 for a called strike. He battles back, and now it's a 3-1 count to Garver. Rogers needed to get that strike. Let's see what he comes back with now. And that's ball 4 on a pitch just off the plate. Garver watches it go, and he'll head down to first with a walk. 1 out and a runner on for Seattle, but Rogers still has a big lead to work with. Just needs to refocus and find the strike zone. Now with 1 out and a runner on first, Cole Young steps in for the Mariners. They're down big, but they've got a man on base and are looking to build some momentum here. Rogers against a lefty here. Let's see if he can get ahead in the count. Rogers starts him off with a sweeper, but that one sweeps wide and low for ball 1. Young ahead in the count, 1-0, as Rogers continues trying to settle into the strike zone here in the ninth. Rogers misses again with the sweeper. That one also off the plate to the left. Hitters count now to Young, 2-0. With Garver on first and only 1 out, Rogers is battling his control, falling behind another batter. Twins still comfortably ahead, but they want him to throw strikes and get these final outs. Rogers gets one back. He goes with the sinker, 91 miles per hour, and Young fouls it off. That brings the count to 2-1. A much-needed strike for Rogers as he tries to finish this off. Rogers delivers, and Young lines it softly to first base. Cody Clemens dives and makes the catch. He scrambles to the bag to double off Mitch Garver, and that's an unassisted double play. What a way to end the ball game. The Minnesota Twins pull off a big win, 11-4, behind a powerful offensive performance and some solid pitching. The fans at Target Field are happy tonight. And that's all she wrote from Target Field. The Twins completely dominated tonight, winning 11-4. That double play to end it was just icing on the cake. Great night for Minnesota. I'm Mike Halla. Good night, everyone.